Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Galactic Wisdom. It's wonderful to be back here with you all. I'd like to welcome back also Laura and Brendan. Thank you very much for being here, you two.
Hi. Thank you, Rupert. Hey,
Thank you,
Brendan.
Rupert. Hello, everybody. Hello, Laura. How are you?
The zoom on my camera is very weird. It zooms in and out depending on which podcasts I'm doing. So I'm going to pull that a little bit closer to me. There you go. That's better. So there's a few different things I'd like to look at today. One of them is a very important subject, and that is the subject of consciousness. Consciousness, that word is big in the realm of the paranormal, alien research, UFO research. And so we're going to take a look at what consciousness is today, what is conscious, and we're also going to look at why this subject is important at all. But let's have a little recap on one or two things. Well, I have some new information here I'm going to share with you. My tour schedule for August and September. So for a full 2 months, I am going to be traveling around the US. I'm going to 26 different states, hosting 33 contact events. What is a contact event? That is where we go outside in the evening. We sit or lie down, we meditate, we astrally project out into the universe to communicate with any beings that are out there, and we invite them to come into the sky to show themselves to us. We also invite them to come down to the ground and be with us. And you know what? Sometimes they do. So you can see I'm going to a huge chunk of the US. This is going to be a lot of traveling. If you see a location on that image there, close to you, and you like the idea of attending one of my contact events, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up my email address. The easiest way to find out the details of any of those events is to just send me an email there, and I will just send you the details back for the individual event that you're interested in. Tell me which event you're interested in, or tell me which city you live in and ask where's the nearest one to me, and I will send you the information so that you can come and connect with us in person, and hopefully with some of those beings that are out there too. We have every week 2 or 3 online sessions where we astrally project to different entities that are out there. Some of them terrestrial but non-human, and some of them extraterrestrial. And let's see, I'm going to just do a little bit of a recap on some of the entities we connect with. This is a healing being called Tuk Tuk, which is non-humanoid. She is extraterrestrial. She likes to heal people. I also drew an image. This isn't my image there that you see on the screen. This is my image of us connecting with Tuk Tuk. She likes to heal people, so she astrally projects to us and heals us both spiritually and physically. And you can see one of the interesting things about her is she often has children around her and even within her. And recently, Laura was at one of our events where she had these images come to her that she drew. And this is of Tuk Tuk's environment. It's a far-off world with an ocean. There's actually a double ocean layer, a double liquid layer, 2 immiscible liquids, one denser underneath, one less dense on top. And here is an image that Laura produced, lovely image of Tuk Tuk. Would you like to say anything about that experience, Laura?
Yes, that was really incredible. The day before we did the meditation for healing with Tuk Tuk, we did a spiritual meditation. And by the way, I'd never done either or. That was my first time. This was last week. In the first meditation the day before, we were just doing the spiritual healing, and I seen this look like purple orb coming to me. but it was morphing a little bit, morphing, and it just kept coming around and around my head. And I didn't say anything. I just thought this was an orb, but then I realized it wasn't. And I think we just lost Brendan. Okay.
Yeah, maybe a slow
technical
internet connection.
Yeah. I'll continue. And then to the next day, we did the healing with Tuk Tuk. And again, that also was my first time doing healing with Tuk Tuk. And during that meditation, there was what you saw that I drew. The purple looked like orb at first, but then it had electricity in it. It like the circle is like a bubble, but it's like that's her. I don't know what that is, but it was really protruding out, and it has like electricity running through it. And the smaller ones were her children, were with her, accompanying her. I said I wasn't sure, but when I showed you guys the image, all of you that was in the meeting immediately said, Tuk Tuk, that's Tuk Tuk. So that was my first experience. And she touched me. She literally wrapped like this, her shape onto my head, and then came back out and was just doing all of these motions, and then come back around and rotate around my head, and then did like that again. It was it was just a wonderful experience, full of love, just full of love, and just electricity all over my body. I could just feel the touching, and I knew she was healing me. I knew she was there to heal me.
That is fantastic. I actually did a podcast for somebody recently, and they were asking me about the beings we connect with, and I said, we found this being called Tuk Tuk, and her jaw dropped open, and she said, I know Tuk Tuk. She also connects with Tuk Tuk. It's fantastic.
Wow.
So,
Awesome.
So it's nice when we get this sort of confirmation. A lot of people will tell you, there's no proof for any of this stuff, but absolutely there's proof. There's a lot of proof. We know the same beings. And we went to the Galactic Council recently on Thursday. Actually, we're going there again this evening. And Brendan, would you mind letting people know what your experiences were during that Galactic Council meeting?
You mean the last one?
It wasn't a Galactic Council meeting, was it? It was when we tried to connect with the beings that are around me, the beings that are associated with me. What did you experience at that one?
I saw I was sort of like a Mars attack sort of alien, but it was a nice one. Just the same shape. It had it wasn't a brain or anything, but it sort of shaped like that, and it came down like more like that. Yeah. So yeah, and he showed me around. From what I remember, he showed me around the Galactic Council room a bit. Yeah, that was it. That was interesting. Then at the end, I saw, when I was saying goodbye, I saw like a ant-like thing at the end. Yeah.
You saw an ant-like thing like this one?
Yeah, just more sort of, it could be a mantis being. Yeah, more like that. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. It's wonderful that so many people in our meetings perceive things that are the same. You know, somebody sent me a message about 2 hours ago, and they said, I've just channeled this, and they sent me pieces of paper showing what they've just channeled, and I haven't uploaded them to this show, but they had a name which is very similar to the name of the beings that Laura connected with at that last meeting, and some of the imagery that this person channeled and just sent to me was right out of our meeting, and she wasn't in the meeting. So it's very, very, very cool, very interesting. Laura, you had a pretty intense experience in our last meeting. Do you feel comfortable telling people about that?
Yeah. This message is for the world. And I'm sorry, I'm already getting upset because you have to understand the message. It's imprinted in my mind. I've during the meeting, in the beginning, I was seeing a lot of, I want to say triangles. They were like coming up and they would stack on one another. And I saw orb, purple orb with light. I saw antient beings, mantis beings. And then all of a sudden, this being, short, very short in stature, kind of a very kind of oblate, long head, but here was very small. And I kind of like questioned, well, who or what are you? And over in my mind, I heard even. That was the species, the being. And I did hear a name, Tajay. I can't pronounce it very well. And then I was shown the world dying. All of us dead. I saw the complete destruction of our planet. And it's our doing. Dolphins, all sentient beings, all the tree life, everything, gone. Just gone. And I was told we must change the path, that this mission that we are on is correct, and for us to continue doing what we're doing. I hope everybody understands the magnitude of what I'm saying from this being. Please, it is not for the people, just for the show. It is for our entire planet. The warring, the chemicals, the way we process our foods, the stuff we take in our bodies, and it all is connected. Everything. And we've got to change. I was also informed that we, again, are on the right path. We're doing the correct thing. We are encouraged to spread this word, spread this information and the caring and the love, and show how, because a lot don't know how. Stop before you react. Think about how and what you're doing. Even when you're cleaning your home with chemicals, just think about what we're doing. Find other ways, because they are. And they are there to help and guide. There are more than one being in this. There are so many. And I've said this before on a previous show. We can learn so much from their love and their understanding of to look into one another, not just look physical, look into one another and love. This and this is part, the peace is the start. And love is the next process, and it will change and manifest. It will change our planet. It will raise the vibrations. It will give this life an opportunity, because what we are doing not only is here, it's beyond, it's the universe, it's all a life together as a whole. It's together. And I apologize, because I am a very, very feeling person. But what I see still, what I was shown, I mourned. I never mourned as hard as I mourned that night. And it is so impactful. This is the third time trying just to speak a little about it, but I'm speaking more on it here, that I've broken down like this. I hope and I want everyone to understand. It's not a game. This is real. We need to change, and we have to do it together. We have small groups in this, what we're doing here. It is truly making an impact. But we need the entire planet and every human being on this planet to change in order to save our children and children's children and all species, life, everything, including the universe, part of what we will do if this happens. This is a possibility that this will happen if we don't change. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize.
No.
Thank you for being open and honest and giving us this message.
Thank you.
Laura messaged me earlier on today and said that this is a really important message that we need to share, and it is. The image that Laura was shown is of our present future. Our present future. But the reason we're being shown these images is because we can change that future, but not if we keep doing the same thing. We, as a species, have a history of warring, of being violent, of being destructive. And even though there's a lot of beauty within our species also, the general pattern is very strongly towards we're pushing our planet towards uninhabitability. And what you're seeing from Laura right here, I've seen on several occasions when people come to my meetings where we connect with different beings in different places, and different beings are shown, different beings have the same message for us. And they're not coming to us with violence. They could wipe us out if they wanted to. They're showing us, this is what you're doing to the planet. I've had, Laura's reaction here is familiar to me. Our friend April in Missouri, around Kansas City, when she had the same image shown to her, she had a mother alien with a dead baby in her arms. She showed April a vision of the future, and April couldn't talk for 24 hours afterwards.
It's
It was
very impactful.
so upsetting. But it's also such a gift, because when people can see what the future is in a real way, they know we have to do something about it. We know we have to change. And so rather than dwelling on the sadness, what we need to do is get our act together and understand this is happening now. It's not happening 100 years from now. This is happening now. This is happening to us. This is happening to our children. We need to get on top of this now. And when Laura was saying the message she was receiving is we're on the right track, not humanity. Humanity is not on the right track. Who's on the right track, Laura?
The groups, the people who are trying to raise the vibration and gain peace for the planet and love one another, and even but show how to love one another. That is the right track. That is the mission.
Yeah. And that's why my show is here, Galactic Wisdom. We are trying to show people the right way, but it's hard. And what we need to do is be more than we are. We need to ascend to be more than just human. If I say something that goes against your beliefs and you say, he's a Republican, or he's a Democrat, or he's a Christian, or he's a Muslim, or if you start just dismissing the things that I say and the things that Laura and Brendan are saying, if you just dismiss it as another human with beliefs that I don't share, we fail. We fail. And there is hope. There is a way. And the people who are in my groups, they know that because they get these same communications from these beings all the time. We have a path that we can take that will move us in a much better direction. And the more people who join us, the more people we can save, and the more people will be able to thrive and be happy into the future. So that is why I'm encouraging people to, I'm going to pull up this image again, to come and join us on tour if you can. And sure, we're reaching out to aliens and hoping that UFOs and stuff will appear in the sky, but on a just as important level, we're connecting people with this message. We're connecting loving, caring people with each other. So please consider coming to one of my events. You know, a lot of people who are out there hosting this sort of events will charge a couple of $100 for the privilege of coming to one of these events. I'm charging $10, which really is it's not going to be enough to cover the cost of my not double whoppers, my Impossible Whoppers and Taco Bells, and I'll be sleeping in my car most of the time, and I'll still going to lose money. But please come along and support what we're doing by contributing $10 and coming and joining us and supporting what we're doing. We need your help. We can't do this without you. So I, again, at the end of this session, at the end of this show, I will put up my email address so that if anybody wants to connect and get involved with this, then they may do so. Now, we are going to talk about consciousness. And this is going to be challenging for people because I'm going to be confronting one big issue head on. And people are going to find it hard. Some people are going to find this very hard. But that's what's needed if we are to become enlightened and ascend. I do want to, first of all, welcome some of the audience members who are watching. Thank you so much, Patricia. Thank you very much for being here. Karen's such a wonderful person.
Yay!
I'm looking forward to seeing her in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Sally, thank you so much for being here. Diana, yes, we're having a good day so far. Thank you very much, Ellen, for being here. Patricia's asking about New Jersey. I went to New Jersey last year. I hosted an event there, and also in New York, in Central Park. That was an interesting one. You know, the more support we get, the more tours I'll be able to go on, the more I'll be able to afford doing this sort of thing. Just, I would like to get back out there, but it's a little bit hard. But I would like to. Let's see. Ellen's wondering about Ontario. I went there 2 years ago. Had a really nice time. I would like to come back. Sally's asking about Australia. I would love to go to Australia and do this. We have a lot of Australian friends out there, and hopefully this will happen in the future. I'd like to take time to welcome our audience members because this is what we're doing. We're connecting people. We're connecting people with each other, and everybody's important. Look who else is here. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here. Let's see who else is here. Raf. Okay. I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there, but that's who I've got right now. So I know that Brendan's having some internet problems, but I'm going to confront the subject of consciousness. And this links in very directly to morality. And this is going to be hard for people to hear, as I've said, but I'm just going to go straight into it. Conscious means being aware. Being aware of ourselves, being aware of our environment, being aware of others. That's what conscious and consciousness is. And I know that I'm conscious because I'm aware of myself and I'm aware of my surroundings. Laura, are you conscious?
I think so. Yeah. Yes, I am.
Good. I'm happy to be connecting with another conscious being. I hope that our audience members are also conscious. It's very hard for anybody to prove that anybody else is conscious, but if you're aware of what I'm saying and you're aware of your own existence, then you're conscious. That's what consciousness is. Some people, well, let's think about what science says about consciousness. And one way of approaching this subject is to think about what happens if we have harm done to ourselves, because for hundreds of thousands of years, people have been getting into accidents and getting ill and experiencing harm. And one thing that we know is that, well, let's say you're in an accident and you accidentally lose a finger or an arm or something, you stay conscious. And your finger and your arm, most people don't have any feeling that those things are conscious. That doesn't make any sense to us. We can, excuse this if it feels a little bit graphic, but we could lose body parts and we're still the same person. We're still exactly the same person. We're still exactly the same consciousness, with the same characteristics, the same feelings, the same ideas, beliefs, ways, convictions. But if you have brain damage, then your consciousness changes. Who you are and what you perceive can change. And if you lose your brain, well, that's it, you're gone. Your consciousness, physical consciousness, is then gone. We've had thousands of years of people performing surgery on brains for various different reasons. And we know that when there's surgery performed on brains, your consciousness changes. People have done things in the past, and in the not too distant past, they may even be doing this now, where you have to split the hemisphere down the middle to prevent seizures, that sort of thing. And when you do that, start doing that sort of thing, some people, the result is their consciousness is split into two people. They have two consciousnesses within them. And one side of their body reaches for the yellow color sweater when they're getting dressed, while the other side of their body reaches for the red color sweater, and there's a conflict of consciousnesses. It's all in the brain. And we understand the brain as science understands brains very well. There's a lot we still don't understand, but we still do understand a lot about what different areas of the brain, how different areas of the brain affect our consciousness. Consciousness can't just magically exist by itself. It requires the complexity and structure of such a complex and structured organ. And if we want to try and replicate the type of thing that a brain will do, for example, in a computer, you can't just have a computing machine with no structure, just floating there in nothingness. Magic isn't a thing. You need in that computer to have the logic gates and things in the computer chips to store memories, to do the processing. You need programs that are stored within that structure to be able to do things, applications and programs to perform certain tasks. It's in the brain. And we know that we have consciousness because of our brains. Science doesn't know this, but I do. We also know that, and a lot of people watching also know this, we also have spirits. There's plenty of proof that we have spirits, and we also have spiritual brains. And those spiritual brains are intricately intertwined and interwoven in our biological brains. And when we die biologically, therefore, the same structure housing our consciousness continues to live. It's not magic. It's just basic reality, and that structure of the spiritual consciousness, the spiritual brain, is what houses our consciousness with the same characteristics, the same memories, into the spirit realm. That's how we can communicate with people who have passed on. And we will all go through that one day, and we'll all discover that this is true. And a lot of us will discover it in our everyday lives, because we can connect with those spirits, those people who have passed away. Laura, have you ever connected with a human spirit?
Yes, I've seen apparitions. My daughter didn't realize what was happening. We were having a funeral for our family member, and my daughter walked through my mother's kitchen past me, and she said something that no one knew, that I could hear my aunt's voice come through. Brendan's back.
I'm back. Sorry, I lost connection, I think. Yeah.
Sorry, you've been sitting in the waiting room probably for a little while. I didn't notice you. I have to minimize the screen a little bit, but welcome back.
Welcome back. And she walked through the kitchen, my daughter, and she said, "Hello, Lorelei." My aunt was the only one that ever called me that, and she never really said it in front of everyone. And she was presently there. And on other occasions throughout my life, I have seen the apparition of people who have passed. And sometimes they point, and sometimes I hear exactly what, just a singular word, or most of the time it's a picture here. But yes.
Fantastic.
Communication I have had. Yeah.
I've also had communication with human spirits who have passed away. I've had plenty of experiences with sleep paralysis where they've come to me. I had one time one of them come to me and sing to me, just sort of let me know that it's okay, we're here, this is real. Brendan, have you ever experienced any human spirits?
I think so. Yeah, like I went to Monte Cristo once. That was twice or three times. I stayed there once, and I heard like we started the tour, and I heard like footsteps above. And I've always I have a feeling that they're around supporting me and they're like guiding me, sort of thing. I'm trying to guide me on the right path and stuff like that. So yeah, I can feel them around. And I've heard disembodied voices before, and had things happen, like feelings and noises and all that sort of stuff. So, and I love like investigating the paranormal as well. So yeah, any chance I get, I just investigate to find out more and see if I can make connections with different spirits and everything. So yeah, it's amazing when you get connected, and yeah,
it certainly is. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you, Brendan. Patricia says it can be quite unsettling the first time you get sleep paralysis. Yeah, a lot of people get it and they think they're being attacked. They think they're being attacked by demons or by monsters or, evil spirits. Sometimes it can feel like that because they enter your body. But, if it ever happens to you, just fill your heart with love, radiate to them and say, hey, can I help you? What would you like? And see what happens. And if nothing happens after a few seconds, just push it out. You can push it out. You don't need to panic or anything. You've got the power to push it out. And the same is true as if you ever see a spirit apparition. Don't panic. Just radiate love, and everything will be fine. So I'm going to keep talking a little bit about consciousness. Some people say that we're all one consciousness. Respectfully, that doesn't make sense. I'm not conscious of what Brendan was doing earlier today, what Laura was doing. You're not conscious of me. You're not conscious of what the rest of my house looks like. You're not conscious of every thought and feeling. We're just not. We're not the same consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
We're separate consciousnesses. And so even though it's fashionable for us all to say we're all the same consciousness, we're clearly not. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it just doesn't cause people, well, if you say we're all one, if you say we're all the same consciousness, usually that's fairly harmless, until you start thinking, therefore, that anybody that's not acting like you is not conforming. We need to accept diversity and accept individuals for who they are, and not try and whitewash everything as to being exactly the same. We don't need to unify as a consciousness, we just need to unify in peace.
Yes.
So saying that we're all the same consciousness, it doesn't really make sense. But it's not a big thing. Beings that are telepathic and empathic, they start moving in that direction, though. They start connecting more and more with each other empathically. If we could feel everybody's feelings, everybody's emotions, if we knew that this person was nearly in tears because something that happened to them this morning, or this person is really happy because of something they're looking forward to this evening, we would know each other so much better. We would be conscious of more. We'd be moving towards a communal consciousness. We'd be moving towards a collective. And a lot of alien species are collectives. They can turn off to the collective if they want to. They can block themselves from it. But these collectives, that's sort of a future evolutionary stage for all beings that are peaceful enough. And the human beings that are going to survive the next 10 years are going to be in a situation with working with our alien friends to be part of an evolving human consciousness, collective rather. And that will move us towards being like, a connected consciousness, not a single consciousness, but a connected consciousness, a collective. And sometimes we reach out into the universe and connect with these collectives, and they're wonderful. It's like meeting God in some ways. Not literally God. These collectives didn't create the universe. They didn't create us. They didn't create the earth. There's a lot of collectives out there. It's the natural evolutionary endpoint to beings that are out there. But we can connect with them and we can learn a lot from them. Now, I would like to get through a little activity here, and I apologize if I'm not letting Laura and Brendan talk very much, but I want to teach people a little bit about consciousness and morality. I've got a piece of paper here. If I take this paper and I take some scissors, I'd like Brendan and Laura, and maybe even people at home, if you feel like I'm doing or suggesting something immoral, something that's wrong, something that doesn't feel right. Let's go with our feelings. Does this feel right to you? Does this feel okay for me to be doing these things? Because I would like to know what you feel about morality. We've talked about what we think about morality in previous shows. Let's talk about what we feel about morality. And I'm just going to cut a little bit of a corner off there and a corner off here. I'm going to cut a corner off here and a corner off here. Give me a thumbs down if you felt that what I just did was terrible and wrong. Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
It's
Good. I've
paper.
made a nice little pattern. I can fold it up, and if I want to, I can scrunch it up and throw it away. And I haven't really done anything too terrible. I apologize if some of the scenarios I'm going to talk about now are going to feel uncomfortable for people. That's kind of the point. Okay. And I'm not condoning any of these things, but maybe Brendan and Laura, you can show me on your faces or with your thumbs what you think about these situations. If I did what I just did with that piece of paper to a human child, would that be
No,
wrong or right?
Wrong.
no.
Thank you.
Mm.
Does it feel
Totally
wrong?
wrong. No,
Does it feel wrong?
absolutely
Feels wrong to
disgustingly
me
wrong.
too.
Yes.
How about, would it matter what gender they were? Would it still be
No,
wrong?
it's wrong. Period.
Okay. Would it matter what
Wrong.
their nationality or ethnic background is?
Wrong.
It's wrong.
Still. Yep.
It's wrong.
Human. It's
Mm.
And
human.
religion,
Wrong.
intelligence, age, we know, we feel
Mm.
that is wrong. Okay, how about if I did it with a dog?
Wrong.
No, it's wrong. No, it's wrong.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely
We feel
wrong.
that if we saw somebody doing that to a dog, that would be really distressing and terrible.
Mm.
How about if I had a mouse in front of me and I took the scissors and I did the same
Wrong.
thing?
No,
Wrong.
I would get fired from.
no.
I would
wrong.
get banned from podcasting. I'd
Mm.
wind up. People would think I was disgusting.
Yeah.
How about something much smaller? How about Laura left?
Yeah, Laura's gone.
I'm sure it's technical problems.
Mm.
She'll be back, I'm sure. How about a butterfly?
You're wrong.
We can feel that would be wrong. If I were to do that in front of you, viewers would be complaining. How about if Laura's back? I'll wait for her to pop up. No, I won't. There you go.
My whole screen just went completely black.
How about if
Sorry.
I picked up an apple? I picked up an apple. I started cutting it and eating it in front of you.
That seems to be okay. Yes,
That seems
I'm
to be
learning
okay.
though that the fruit and everything. That's no animals. No.
How
Because it
about?
doesn't have a soul. Yeah. It needs a spirit. And
Oh, okay. We're drawing deductions already. Interesting. How about if I took a lump of dried soil from outside and I just sort of banged it with a hammer?
Oh, I mean, yes.
It
You're
broke
fine.
apart, and there's no
Just
life
soil.
in it. It's just
That's
soil. Okay. How about if we pick something that people really don't like? A lot of people really don't like. How about if I had in front of me here a spider, and I took my scissors and one leg at a time? Would that be?
No, that's bad.
I don't like them, but don't do that. It's part of our system. That's living, breathing.
Mm.
That no.
Okay. How about if
No.
I take 1 cup of water and I viciously separate it into 2?
Okay.
You're so mean, Rupert. You're so mean.
That's really bad. Gosh.
What we're seeing here is that there's a line that we can draw between what is disturbing to us and what isn't. And that line is clearly for things that have the ability to consciously experience harm and things that don't have the ability to consciously experience harm. And science backs this up 100%. All animals have the ability to experience well-being or lack of well-being. They're conscious entities. You can harm them or you can treat them nicely. You can promote well-being or not. A big part of this, what's involved, is emotion. If you see any animal that is being harmed, you see and feel, if you're slightest bit empathic, you feel that distress.
Yes.
Brendan, you care in particular about animals, don't you?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I work with horses, but I feel like I got like a connection with them, and like if you sort of feel if they're upset or sick or happy, or they just, and you just want to do what's best for them and keep
Yeah.
them well and
Yeah.
comfortable. Yeah.
And yet, you were telling us the other day that there are people out there who are catching those horses and killing them.
And shooting them from helicopters, watching them slowly die, because they think it's okay, but no, it's shocking.
If I had those people in front of me and I asked them the same questions, they're human and they would feel the same things. You get a very, very small number of just psychopaths that don't care about anybody else. But most people, when I ask these questions, I'm sure 100% of our audience members would be with us in what we feel. And yet, here's the punchline. Are our actions in our lives consistent with that? Because when you look at how society treats mice, spiders, horses, cows, pigs, chickens, all of these conscious beings, most people's actions are not consistent with what they feel about morality. And I'm not attacking anybody here because I used to be like that. And it took a series of intellectual conversations for me to realize that when I pay somebody money, for example, in a shop to buy that milk, I used to drink a couple of pints of milk a day, probably. When I used to do that, I didn't feel like I was doing anybody any harm. That cow is still alive, right? But what does that cow have to go through in its life? It's kept in terrible conditions. And I apologize to confront this. It may be a little upsetting to confront this, but if we're to evolve, if we are to hear Laura's message that came from the Ebens, we need to confront these things. In order to produce milk, that female cow, has to be put in something in the industry called a rape rack, has to be artificially impregnated. What would we think about humans having that done to them? That would be appalling. That would be terrible. That would be a crime. Okay, and the male animals are not involved. They have to be electrocuted in order to get what's needed for that process. Then that cow goes through the process of pregnancy, produces a calf, and within 24 hours, usually, that calf is taken away from the mother. The mother's baby is taken away from the mother. And you go and you watch videos of that process happening. You watch those videos of that mother cow running in distress after that vehicle that has just taken its baby away, crying and screaming at that vehicle to please give me back my baby. But the babies are not given back. They're either taken away to be killed, or they're taken away to grow up a little bit and then be killed, or they're taken away to have the same thing done to them if they're female. And then that female, for the rest of her life, she's stuck in a machine and having her milk pumped. That milk that was supposed to be for a baby, and it's being given to humans, which in itself is a appalling thing, because the casein that's in milk is a carcinogen, and it's causing huge amounts of humans on this planet to die of cancer and have to have bits of them chopped off because of cancers. It's just so messed up, and it's happening because a lot of people out there, a few people out there actually, are making a lot of money from it. And that female cow, then she's killed as well. For food, for either human consumption or to put into dog food and stuff like that. So I'm asking people to consider that if we are to save this planet, and one of the biggest environmental problems on this planet is actually the dairy industry, the meat and the dairy industry. The methane that's produced is 85 times more warming than the carbon dioxide which is produced, which means that a meat and dairy eater is contributing more greenhouse gas emissions on a daily basis from their meat and dairy consumption than from anything else. If we confront issues like this, we can evolve, we can be better people, we can be healthier people, we can establish better relationships with our non-human friends who at the moment don't want anything to do with us as a species. We can save animals, conscious beings, and we can make this world a paradise again. I'm going to give Laura a minute to say anything else that she wishes to say.
Please, please hear that message that I gave earlier in this show. It's not coming directly from me. Please understand that it is coming from the beings that, and it's all the beings, but the even that showed me what I saw. It's coming as a message of pleading, please change. Please do what is necessary to do the change that's needed to uplift our planet so that we can evolve and lift vibrations and be able to survive. Our kids and their kids are depending on us today to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. I'm going to give Brendan 20 seconds if you have anything you'd like to add.
What do you call it? The baby calf, like the males, are usually, people buy them for like the veal schnitzels, and veal's like a baby calf. So what you're buying is a baby, pretty much. It's been separated, and yeah, it's not nice. And I just wanted to say something about the chemicals, like the poisons, and then land clearing as well.
You've got 10 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, so that's bad too. And apart from that, on the lighter note, I just want to thank Rupert for having me today, and Laura for joining too. Both of them amazing people. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hey, guess what, Laura? We know the Ebens.
What?
We know the Ebens. We've reached out to them before.
Oh, really?
They're a real species. You didn't know the name, but we know the name, and they're nice. And they've connected with other people before. They've given them gifts, and that's why that's why you had the message. They may well be joining us on tour.
Oh, well, I told, yes. Oh, thanks.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Goodbye,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody.
See you next
Much
time.
love.
Thank you.